So tonight, I welcome to everyone who's here as a guest. I'm going to be speaking about something that's going on within the Reform Jewish movement right now. So hopefully you'll be able to pick up on what we're talking about. It may not totally relate to everybody, but we are a Reform synagogue, and a controversy has broken out within the Reform Jewish world. At the very recent Recharging Reform Judaism conference, attended by rabbis, cantors, and leaders of the Reform movement, including Cantor Mackenzie, who would be happy to tell you about the conference. Rabbi Ami Hirsch, who has organized this conference for the last number of years, and it's an annually recurring conference, introduced a resolution which was voted upon and passed, that urged our seminary, that's Hebrew Union College, to refrain from ordaining rabbis or rabbinical students, and I'm assuming that also would mean cantors as well, who state that they are anti-Zionist. Now, the president of Hebrew Union College was also in attendance at the conference. And in a rebuttal, by the way, who in a session that was led by that Rabbi Denise Egger, who we read her passage earlier in the service, the president of Hebrew Union College gave a rebuttal to Rabbi Hirsch, and he explained that as a liberal educational institution, an institution of higher learning, Hebrew Union College would not exclude rabbinical or cantorial students who were anti-Zionist from receiving ordination from the seminary. This, he said, would go against free inquiry, which is the foundation upon which liberal higher education is built. Now, how did this even come up? I mean, where does this argument even begin? How do they know that there are rabbinical students who are anti-Zionist? And the way it came up is because earlier in the year at Hebrew Union College's Jerusalem campus, where all of the rabbinical and the cantorial and the educational students go for their first year of training, there was a program, and at the program they sang Hatikva. Hatikva, Jewish national anthem that Jewish people sing. We sing it here as well. We have an Israeli flag here in our sanctuary. We're all part of the Jewish people, and a number of the students refrained from standing up during Hatikva. This became an issue within this small group, this tiny group of people, just first-year students and some of their faculty members, but it got reported in the press, and everybody found out that there was this controversy, that a few students did not stand up, and this caused an uproar. Well, to be fair to the president of Hebrew Union College, at the Recharging Reform Judaism conference, he expressed his disappointment at what these students did. But he also defended Hebrew Union College for not acting. He said that although he is a strong Zionist and a supporter of the state of Israel, and that our seminary is in Israel, our first year program is there at a seminary building that we have there, and we require all of our students to go, and our seminary is a Zionist institution, he hopes that over the years, these students would change their opinions as they learned more. But he argued that HUC is a university and should allow free expression of ideas within its halls. Now, I support the idea that a university should allow free expression of ideas. But Hebrew Union College is not a university, it is a seminary. And at the end of the programs there, whether it's rabbinical or cantorial, we become ordained as rabbis and cantors. And this confers upon us the responsibilities of leading and teaching the core ideas of Reform Judaism to the Jews of our movement, to people like you who come to our synagogues. In one of the many interesting opinion pieces that appeared in the Jewish press, there was a very interesting one written by David Butler in the Washington Jewish News, who said very, very beautifully that this dispute is not about Zionism, and I agree with that. This dispute is about what it means to be a Reform Jewish leader. One of the core ideas of our movement is the centrality of Israel in Jewish life. That's a quote. The centrality of Israel in Jewish life and a commitment to the state of Israel. This is written in our Statement of Principles, which was voted upon and passed by the Central Conference of American Rabbis at its convention in 1999. Now, this sounds like, what am I quoting from some document from a long time ago? But the Reform movement has had from the beginning until now, statements of principle that were passed at various conventions. After study and discussion, it was presented, debated, and passed, and they then become the ideas on which our movement is based. And at our rabbinic conference in 1999, we officially became a Zionist movement. Reform Judaism has a growing presence in the state of Israel itself, with dozens of synagogues and over 100 Israeli Reform rabbis. By the way, do we have cantors too? Israeli cantors are ordained as well. So Israeli cantors and rabbis who are Israeli Reform rabbis and cantors and leaders. And in our congregation and in Reform synagogues all over the country, the importance of the state of Israel are core values and teachings of our synagogues. Does this mean, of course, that every Reform Jew agrees on everything that Israel does? Of course not. There is as much diversity of thought among us. Excuse me. Turn off the microphone when I coughed so I wouldn't kill you guys. There is as much diversity of thought among us about what is going on in Israel as there is among us about what goes on in our own country, in America. But anti-Zionism is not just criticism of social or political issues in Israel. It is believing that there should be no state of Israel. There should be no such thing as a Jewish state, which, by the way, half of the Jewish population in the world live there. Of course, HUC should, as David Butler says in his essay, expose future rabbis to competing ideas, including criticisms of Israel and Zionism. But at the end of the day, HUC is a seminary, and it does more than just educate. It ordains. It is sending rabbis and cantors out to serve as Reform Jewish leaders. And if a student rejects one of our movement's core beliefs, can we really say that they are qualified to become a Reform rabbi or cantor? Reform Judaism, with all of our diversity, which we celebrate, and the differences of opinions that we have, still has some core principles that guide us. And among these things, we believe not just in the centrality of the Jewish people, of Jewish peoplehood, we also believe in equality. We believe in pluralism. We believe in LGBTQ rights. We believe in women serving as ordained rabbis and cantors, and a whole bunch of other things. These are core principles of our movement, and really, they're not optional for leaders in our movement. You're not going to get a leader who's going to get up and say, by the way, we don't really care what everybody else says about it. We don't believe in women cantors. We don't have that in our movement because that's really one of our core values. And why should we exclude Israel as one of these core values? to be a leader for Reform Judaism. The prophet Ezekiel tells us that God instructed him to take 2 tree branches and to hold them in his hands. On one branch, he was told to write, "For Judah and the children of Israel associated with him." And on the other branch to write, "For Joseph and Ephraim and the house of Israel associated with him." Then he was told to hold them close to one another so that they would become achadim. They would become together in his hand. It's a beautiful, beautiful passage. When Ezekiel was prophesying to the Jewish people, both the northern and the southern kingdoms were divided and scattered. And he consoled them with the hope that Israel will one day be restored and achadim will be united together. It is interesting to note that the word achadim in Hebrew, at the basis, at the foundation of it, is the number echad, the number 1. So what does it mean? We are made up of lots of individuals with diverse ideas, lots of echads, lots of ones. But there are some things that bring us together and bunch us together as a Jewish people. We agree that there are some core teachings. Being part of the Jewish people is one of them. This month, we observe Pride Month, and I can't help but extend this teaching. During this month, we remember that our world is diverse, like a rainbow. A rainbow is made up of lots of different colors. The colors are ones. They are individuals. They are echad. But when they come together, when they are achadim, when they are together, it's only then that you see the rainbow. Let us continue to appreciate each other's uniqueness and diversity of thought within the Jewish world. But let us also celebrate what brings us together as a Jewish people. As Ezekiel taught, the best type of achadim, of unity, is where we, as individuals, can fight and disagree, but act together as one people. That kind of togetherness brings us together as Reformed Jews, as Zionists, as lovers of Israel, and as human beings. Shabbat Shalom.